Agent or replay that. You with mem say you can. Shrift to the protect. I do what because it use. You with mems. We will zip you guitar or replay that. Say that till you don't hear. Say you can repeat that method. You with maps shrift to the protect. Repeat that method until this that goes. You can. We will say it's like. While it's secretly.
I shouldn't have entered the custom battle after entering the campaign menu. It causes a crash. Any medieval mode. Alright, Mr. Nyren here. Welcome to another video. We are gonna play some Hyrule Total War. I think we'll start with simply a custom battle. I had one more custom battle to do. I don't know if this is the fixed version or if this version hasn't been fixed. I have another computer with the same mod where I fixed an issue with a Majora disciple being a silver surfer for the Twilight factions. And they used the unit, the commander, Majora disciple of the Rat Entities unit. It was a silver surfer, and then I believe in custom battle I couldn't use Majora because I had more than 199 units. If you have more than 199 units in custom battle, it will crash. So I had one too many, and I had to remove one unit to enable Majora himself. I believe I did that on the other computer and then uploaded. So I don't think this one has been fixed. But we can still do the Hyrule battle versus the Deki Scrubs battle I was supposed to do, but didn't do previously. I forgot the Kukira have the Kukira barricades. They will have invisible riders if I use the tool, the M2V tool, Medieval Total War Engine Overall Project tool. But if I do not use the tool, I have a Windows 10 now instead of a Windows 7. So the Great Deki tree is gonna crash, I believe, if I do not use the tool. So I think we will have to use it even if the Kukira barricades will have invisible riders. If you don't want invisible riders for chariots and gunner posts, Kukira barricades, bomb platforms, etc., or elephants, then you need to use the AUI.bat file. But if you use the AUI.bat file on Windows 10, any giant will crash if they are not vanilla giants. So for example, a normal elephant is probably fine, but the giants, the heroes, are not fine. They would crash. And yeah, that's a problem. So if you want the Kukira barricades, for example, to have visible riders, you cannot have the Great Deki tree in the same army, because then the battle will crash. On Windows 10 especially. On Windows 7 the giants didn't crash. There were two units, the Shadow Bloats and the Masura Cavalry of the Darknet Legion. They crashed quite often on Windows 7 as well. But any other giant were usually fine. I believe that Viren and some others could crash, but it happened late in the battle, or in some battles it didn't even happen on Windows 7, but it could happen, rarely. But on Windows 10 it happens almost as soon as you look at the unit or start the battle. So you need to use the tool, and that will make the riders of chariots, elephants, and units based on them, like the gunner posts of Labrina or the Kukira barricades, the bomb platforms, etc. They will all be invisible. I have no choice. Okay, 8 back. Okay, so we'll I was gonna play the Kukira battle, but I don't know. Maybe we'll skip the Great Deki tree, so that the Kukira barricades will look fine. Yeah, we might do that. So all the other units, but not the Great Deki tree. But I was gonna do videos where I previewed each faction. I would play like for an hour with each faction. We have already played a lot with the Kingdom of Hyrule in previous releases. Sadly I had to cancel all the Let's Plays because I updated the mod. now finally we have a version that I think is final, unless this is the unfixed version. Problem is I started a Stalfos campaign in this version, so if I update it I will fuck up the Stalfos campaign. I had played for about 10 hours, 2 videos. I played about 5 hours in both videos. So yeah, if I update it, we might have to restart the Stalfos Undead campaign again. This is the 3rd time I believe I restart it if I do. But any other campaign should be fine. I would like to play on the final version without the Silver Surfer. I think we can, by the way, I think we can fix the Silver Surfer unit without messing up the campaign. I could in Warcraft, but we cannot add Majora to custom battle without messing up the campaign, I believe. I could be wrong, of course, but we will see, because the certain files, if you change them, like in the EDU, if you change that file, in some mods it's fine, but in others, like Hyrule, usually you can't load the campaigns that you have created earlier if you change anything in that file. We'll try doing it. So we'll go to Notepad++, export SKR unit of Hyrule Total War Classic Ultimate. We'll go to, let's see, we removed a unit from the other version. I don't remember which unit we removed. Majora, we'll check Majora. Majora Truth. No, okay. Rat. We'll need to find the unit. Majora Rat. Majora True Bodyguard. Majora True. It was True, not Truth. Okay. So he is already in the custom battles, but we removed something else, I believe, to enable Majora in custom. Remove the Majora unit. We'll have to start up the game. Before we do that, go to the other unit, the Majora Rat. It had a Majora Disciple Bodyguard. That also were Silver Surfer for the file. I fixed this already on the other computer, but I don't believe I have fixed it on this computer. So we might have to do it again here. Okay, Majora Disciple. Beginning of the end times the wrong mod. Warcraft. Needs to be Hyrule, of course. We'll try to find the file. Okay, let's see. Majora Disciple. Yeah, we haven't fixed it here. Majora Disciple. Let's do this. 4. We have 2 entries below the 4. Now when we add 4 here, we can add 4 entries below. The number above needs to be the same as the entries below it. So we have 4 now, we need 4 entries. So we'll do this, and then we will change this. We need to change the name of the faction. Twilight, that's Midnight's faction. That's 5 letters, so we'll change this number 6. Majora was 6, I believe. And now we have 5 for Twilight. And then this one should be Santi for the Sant faction. That's also 5. So yeah, so by adding 4 in both you need to add 2 rows here as well. So we add 4 here for 4 rows, and then 4 here for another 4 rows. So we'll add them now. And then we need to replace the name of the faction, and the number before the name needs to be the same as the number of letters of the name. So we'll replace 6 Majora with 5 Twily, and the other 6 Majora with 5 Santi. So now we have 4 entries in both rows, and then we save. So this will fix the Silver Surfer Majora Disciple unit, which is a unit in the game but used as an officer for the Rats of Majora, or Majora Rat entities, and the Rat entities can be recruited by the Twilight factions in my submod from one area they use to church in the Twilight realm, and they can also be used in custom battle by the Twilight factions, and for some reason they were Silver Surfer, but that's because we didn't have the entries for the Twily and the Santi here. So by adding that, now they should no longer be Silver Surfer, and this should be save game compatible, so they won't be Silver Surfer in the campaign neither, and we do not need to restart the Stalfos campaign. I don't think so, at least. So this should be fixed. The other issue was that Majora True, the hero, Majora himself in custom battle couldn't be used, because when I enabled heroes I exceeded the limit of 199 units in custom battle by 1 unit. They had to remove 1 unit from custom battle by adding the no custom attribute to one of the units, and I don't remember which one I had picked, so we'll have to start up the mod, and we can start it using the AUI.bat file, and we can start it on 8. So the reason I played the intro in the beginning was because I had planned on starting a campaign and doing a preview video, but then I changed my mind because I had started it with the Gerudo UI. So I was gonna use the Gerudo, but we have already seen their intro many times. I have played a campaign as them, started in 2021 in September I believe, played mostly during 2020, started in September 2020 actually, and I started it in September 2020, but I played mostly during 2021. I had conquered 15 regions, needed 30 to win, and I held like Hyrule Prime, the capital of the Kingdom of Hyrule, Hyrule Castle, and held most of the Hylian areas, if not all, had all of the Gerudo Desert, including areas outside of the desert, like the abandoned Gerudo area outside of it. Anyway, so I was gonna do a video on the Gerudo, but I had already done a video last year in March I believe, where I played for 1 or 2 episodes as the Gerudo, so I probably already showed off all the stuff I wanted to show back then. I did speak in that video too, so I changed my mind. The Gerudo, we will certainly restart the campaign, but on the latest release, but there's no point doing it right now. So in this mod we have disable. It means that the heroes and the mercs are disabled, mercenaries. We have no heroes. That means that we have the mercenaries enabled, but no heroes. And then we have no mercs. Then we have the heroes enabled, but no mercenaries. There are a lot of mercenaries, and enabled is just everything enabled. You cannot use Majora if you have enabled on, because it will exceed the 200 unit limit or 199 unit limit. You cannot use no heroes neither, because the mercenaries are too many. You would exceed the limit, but you should be able to use no mercs, which means use the core roster like in disabled, and the heroes. Majora only has 1 hero in custom battle in this version. In 4.7 they have Majora-Cultist Zelda in custom battle as well, in this version, She and many other heroes are in the campaign, but they are not in custom battle. So the game might crash if I start with no mercs, because I don't believe I have fixed the issue here. So we'll click on disabled. See if we can enter. Yeah, it works. Then we have disabled. It means no heroes and no mercenaries. No mercs. Yeah, Majora can have a lot of troops from other factions. They have even more in the campaign, because there is no limit in the campaign. But there is a limit in custom battle of 199. Something we will exceed, I believe. I believe one unit if we add another one. I believe this slot. If we add Majora himself, I believe it would. I don't believe this can be taken. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think we haven't fixed the issue here, because the sand thing wasn't fixed. So I believe it will crash if I try to use no mercenaries. I use Majora as a hero here. So we had a unit. We will remove something from 4.7, of course. So all of these units are old. They will be removed from custom battle only, of course. Not from the actual campaign or from the game itself. From custom battle to enable Majora to be usable. He was supposed to be usable. In the release, this is already done. So if you download the version uploaded on January 25th, 2025, you have all of this done already. Majora works in custom battle, and the Sand and Twilight factions, the Midnight Sand factions, they can they can recruit the rat entities, and the officer, the disciple officer, is not a silver surfer. But in this version, I believe they are silver surfers. I fixed the silver surfer, but maybe I have fixed it here. I am not certain. Do we have any unit from 4.7? Doesn't look like it. But I don't believe it has been fixed here. I must have picked a different unit to remove. I don't know which unit I removed. Too bad, I didn't write it on ModDB either. I expect a crash. If we click on no mercs, let's try it anyway. Yeah, it's not fixed, but I don't remember exactly what I had done. So we'll have to go to Discord. So I can't remember which unit I removed. Maybe I wrote on the Discord about it, we'll check. Alright, lower classic ultimate, and let's see, development. This is old news. I haven't updated since November 24th. So I might not have written about it. here. No, I haven't written about it. Have to check the other computer. Which unit I changed. But it's difficult because I didn't. No, it's not possible unless I compare the files, which I don't have time to do. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just pick a unit that we don't need. See, right. And then no custom. I think it was this unit, could be wrong. So by adding the no custom attribute line, they won't be in custom battle, opening up for Majora to be used instead. So we'll try that now. Use the tool because Majora will crash otherwise. So it's better to use it now if you're gonna check Majora that it works in custom battle. Alright, then we'll check if I can load the Stalfos campaign too. Custom battle. Okay, audio. I need the audio to be off so I don't so I can hear myself. Couldn't hear myself speaking because it was too loud. Custom battle. No mercenaries, but we'll have heroes. Majora. Yeah, it works. So we remove the Visro Backlights, all the militia of the Order of the Visro from Majora's faction in custom battle. And now instead we can have Majora himself. This has obviously already been done in the release. It's not on this version. Here we have Majora himself, master entity. Alright, we can check the army that it works. Just pick their normal units. Okay, Majora. And we are missing something. We have 4 of each there. Can remove a unit of disciples. The Majora mask entities, the seeker entities, the disciples of Majora, the rat entities, and the death shamans. That's not good enough. There are a few missing. We want the eyes of Majora, of course. Another giant that would crash without a tool on Windows 10. It's also an elephant unit. There are a few like that. And then the Twilight unit, avatar of Majora. Shouldn't it be in custom battle? I don't know for certain. No, they have it in the campaign. Maybe we should remove another unit to enable it because it's not here. Ah, there it is. Good. Yeah. Remove one of those mask entities and add this one instead. Alright, and can remove one of those and add Soldiers of Agony. One unit. And then they have Majora skins for all the other units too. We don't really need them right now, even though I will probably do this, because why not? And then we will add some cool Majora skin units. So what I would like is, see, we won't use the elephant units because they will have no visible riders. We'll use a Hylian Knight unit, the Majora skin, and could also use Flood Masters, and we could use Emerald Archers, and could remove one of the Kana Shamans and add a Goron as well. Alright, and that's their army. So Twin Roa, okay. Right. Start the game. You won't actually play the battle. It's mostly because I just want to take a look at everything. It works. Alright. Have the Kamek mod on. So Majora himself works. Thanks to the tool, it won't crash on Windows 10. We have the other giants here. Both of these are based on elephants. They would crash without the tool as well. The Avatar of Majora, Twilight unit, and the Eyes of Majora, Majora unit. We have the Gorons, the Majora skin. Highlands with the Majora skin. Look like evil death knights or dark knights or whatever. And Majora units. Of course the disciples are not bugged for Majora. Check that they are fixed for the others. So we have the Flood Masters, the best Sora mage, the Majora skin. The Emerald Archers of the Kokiri, the Majora skin, really cool skin. For the Kokiri, and have the Canyon Shamans. They are actually alive even in the actual campaign, unlike the other units that are cursed with undeath, but the Shamans are not. They are alive. Okay, and then with the mask entities. By the way, for the Icanians we could probably add a feature where they have different buildings, like if they go for like one building they get the live units and another one they get the undead, but if you're true to Neff's lore, then they would be undead, and then he was supposed to add some kind of feature to enable them to turn back, I believe. But that was never done, and it's difficult to do because you can't add any new events in this mod due to an issue with files. So it's either adding them in a different way or having the alive units only in custom battle. Okay, so this worked fine. Start the battle, pause the game. See that Garrett also has some units. Have the armor upgrades. This is the first and second armor upgrade. They look the same. One sword and red, like cloth armor. No shoulder pads or anything. Here they have two swords and they have shoulder pads and green clothes instead, with some armor on the head. They have like, here they have no gear on the head, but here they have some kind of helmet or armor. And then the final one has even better shoulder pads and body armor and stuff. Yeah, different versions. Also, Tinroa as a giant. She would also crash without the tool. Yeah, okay, we won't play that. So now the fixing has been done there. We will check that the Twilight faction also works. So we'll enable, and then we'll go to the Twilight faction. Have everything, including the mercenaries, and yeah, they do not have most heroes in custom battle because they removed most of the custom battle heroes in favor of more units in the game. I will probably upload another version later where I restore all the heroes to custom battle and remove 4.7, 4.6 units. So units that would be unless they are mercs, etc. So we will likely remove any extra units for the factions that are HD, and we will also probably remove other HD units, maybe even the mercenaries. Like this unit, all of these would count as HD. That's 4 units, and then we have this unit. I don't believe we will remove the BMOS and Armus units, but they are also HD. Let's see. Not everyone will be removed, but some of them. All of these are HD and are likely to be removed. Well, Vegans for sure will be removed. That's 4 units. This one will be removed. The Manish Golem, the BMOS and Armus units, I don't know. The Storm Sora will, they might be removed. The Icy Puis, the Puis might be removed too. And then New Kittens. The goal is to have a version that is exactly like the old version but more stable, and with all the gameplay additions and features of this mod, strat models and everything else, but with no HD models to keep the mods separate. You have one that is HD and one that isn't, but the HD version has some non-HD models because it wasn't finished. This one could be entirely without HD models, but I might keep something, maybe. We'll see, but the goal is to re-add all the heroes to custom battle. And that means like 50 units needs to go or so. I don't know exactly if there are 4 heroes per faction, plus some additional heroes for some factions. Like the Twilight factions had more than 4 heroes. Alright, so yeah, here we have 20 units that could be removed. Let's see what else. We would keep the Great Sea units and all the old units, of course. Okay. So yeah, 25 units only based on these guys, but there are some other factions with different marks. They're not available to the Twilight faction, and yeah, they might be HDs. Then there are some that are used by the actual factions too. So yeah, but we have 25 units there we could be removing. And we have not heroes for every faction, but all the main factions. We have 4 at least for Hyrule, Gyarados, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. So you need at least 40 slots. But I believe some of the heroes are in the game. For example, the Moblins have their heroes, Girahim, Demise, Demon Demise. So they have all of them because they are unique or mounted, so they weren't removed. Only one hero is missing here, Ogolan, female Moblin. So we only need one for the Moblins. There are some heroes like that. We need one Moblin hero. For the Kingdom of Hyrule we have Link, we have Ashe, we have Malon. We need at least, I believe there are 3 Zelda 1. I don't believe we will add all the Zelda 1s to this faction. We will follow how we have set it up in the campaign. So we have 5 Zeldas for the Kingdom of Hyrule. And then we have General Kazak, General Casso alive. And we have Rory the Builder. And we have so we have at least 8 heroes to add for the Kingdom of Hyrule, maybe 9. Gyarados, we have essentially all the heroes except Tinroba. So that's the bonus hero of Hyrule Historia coming Kotek, and it's Ganondorf, Nabaru, and Runeka. So we need 4 heroes at least for the Gyarados, and 8 or 9 for the Kingdom of Hyrule. So that's let's say we need for the Kingdom of Hyrule 5 Zeldas, and then Roru, that's 6, Kazak and the Casso, that's 8, and Fi, we need 9 for the Kingdom of Hyrule. So 9 plus 4, that's 13 heroes only for these 2. Gorons, we need we have King Dodongo and Bigoron because they are guides, so they weren't removed. We have Link, but we need Darunia, the Sage of Fire, the leader, and we need Dangoro, the commander. So we need 2 for them. So that's 15 units for these 3. 15 units. And then here we need all 4 heroes of the Sora plus General Rutala, so that's 5 heroes. Then we're up to 20 heroes, which means 20 units need to be removed. So we're only 5 away from all those units being removed. Then we have the Goma spiders. We have the Giants, the Matrock spiders, Lucaris the Ugly and her ancient form, which is more pretty. And we have a Gitta and we have Mido. So they have all their heroes because they are not spiders, so there are no point in removing them. So the Goma do not need anyone. They have all their heroes in custom battle still. The Runa province, well, they need all 4 of their heroes. Mayor Bow, Russell the swordsman, Anara the ranger, and Ilya the horse breeder. That's the 4. Then they have Zoom, the farmer archer, a bonus hero. That's 5. And then we have replaced all those 25 units. And then they also had a Princess Zelda 1 unique hero. So yeah, they need we need 26 slots for all the heroes here. And we only had 25 slots open by removing all those mercenaries, so they would be removed. Then when we check the Kingdom of Hyrule, do they have any units we can remove? Let's see, we haven't selected before. Let's see, could remove this siege engine. That's 1 slot. That's 26. So with this one removed, we have enough for those factions I just showed. What else do they have? They haven't selected already. Certainly these units, they are 2 units that are HD. You don't want to remove the Great Sea units, they fit the style. We don't want to remove the Oka units because the Oka faction would suck without them, but we could remove these 2. Like the Oka faction is an exception, but they will only have the core Oka units, not extra units like these. Okay, so we wouldn't remove this unit, this unit. I don't know if they have the final one here. He would certainly remove the rat from the Shrika and the crow. Then we have 28 slots open. The Oka units won't be removed. Armored acolytes would be removed. So that's 5 units. I like this unit, but it would be removed. It doesn't fit. The only reason we keep the Oka unit is because this one would be removed too. The only reason we keep the Oka unit is because, and this one as well, is because the faction would be kind of bad without units. It only had 2 units before the HD version was released. So they have fee in custom battle already. Then we can discount 1 unit. Okay, but we have yeah, here we have 6 additional slots. In addition to those 26, 32 in total. 32 slots. Need 32 for those units. would remove this unit too. I like it, but it doesn't fit the style. And there was another unit as well. Valiants, we have 2 units of the Gyarados. That's 34 units. Can remove there. 34 units. The Gorons had no new ones, so nothing to remove. Same with the Sora, I believe. Except this Great Sea unit, but it doesn't count, so it will be kept. Kira didn't have anything new except the new Shrine of Courage, but it's essentially the same as the old unit, so no, it doesn't matter. It just has a better model. The Goma, they had a few new ones, I believe. They had this Acid Batch. I think this Siege engine actually fit very well with the faction. The style is the same, just the model is a little bit more high poly. So I don't know. Maybe this would be removed, maybe not. Might be an exception as it kind of fits. Only the card looks different. But yeah, it fits pretty well in the faction. But that's like 35 units or so. Anyway, might be removed. This one would be removed. It's an HD model. It's the only one we would remove from the Druna province, like their best unit, but it's an HD unit. Okay, and then we are at the same slot. So 35 units. Lanier province. I don't believe they have any HD models to remove. I haven't seen before. This one, maybe. I think we have counted it before. Most of their additional units are just old units used by the wildlife, so no, they don't have anything to remove, but they do have 4 heroes that we need to add. Queen Rutla, Prince Rallis, General Adia or Marshal Adia, and Laruto, future queen. We have 2 Larutos, so we need 5 heroes here. 26 plus 5, that's 31. We had 35 free slots. So we need 4 more slots filled. The Deke tribes. Yeah, they have this unit could be replaced with the hero. It's the bodyguard of the hero. So this would be Odolva. And then we have the Deke King and the Deke Princess. So in total they had 3 heroes. So we would replace one with this unit. What the fuck? And yeah, 2 slots. Then we only have 2 remaining. But I forgot that the Kingdom of Hyrule has some heroes units like that too. We have some Great Sea heroes too, but we would replace certain units with like the like for example, if you wanted to be close to Nep's original plans, then let's see. These 2 units will be unique bodyguards. This is Rauru's bodyguard, and also the bodyguard of Princess Zelda 1 in use by the Uruna province. And this one is Princess Zelda 2's bodyguard, so they would be hero bodyguards, removing 2 hero slots. Then we would have 4 slots open. And yeah, so these could be unique bodyguards. There are some units like that. The Gyarados. This one would be Ganondorf's unique bodyguard. And this one would be Chinroa's unique bodyguard, but because Chinroa is Giant now, we would probably not restore it. I would keep her a Giant. So I would remove this unit and free up a slot. And this one would be Ganondorf's bodyguard if we want it to be true to the original. Otherwise would keep it because this unit fits as its own unit. Yeah, so we'll see what we'll do. Now, what I was gonna do, there are a bunch of other factions too with heroes that need to be re-added. The Moblins had one hero, the Dark Knight Legion. They have the Black Knight, Iraxno, Vati Rat. I believe they lack one hero that we could add there. Onan, I believe. The Lissalfos. They have Trinect, Lord of Turtle Rock. They lack all four of their unique heroes. We could add Noddy the White, the Queen, and Vakat the Winged, Okakusa the Green, I believe, and I believe Talik the Red. Then we have the Labrina Regime. They have the Giants, Muggletree of Labrina and Viren. They would need Queen Amber and Prince Ralph, actually, son of Amber. And then they also have Lindbeck as a bonus hero from Great Sea. So yeah, they need at least 3 heroes, 2 or 3. And then Fairies of Tom, they have a Hyrule Historia unique Viren that needs to be added, and then they have they already have the Essence of Charm, the Saya, and the Fair Queen. That's all their heroes, but they could use the Hyrule Historia unique Viren, so that's one for them. The Stalfos, they have Beetle, Giant, and Star-Lord, and they have Trinix, and they have Dead Hand, and they have General Onox, Undead Onox. They could use Lord of Casso and Malmud, but Malmud is an HD general, so might be removed, but I like that character and model. It's really from this mod, but undead. I think we would keep her actually, even if she is HD. At least in the campaign, but probably in custom as well. But maybe only for the campaign. Sheikah. Yeah, they have the Bongo Bongo, Trinix, Lord of Turtle Rock, and they could use Bongo, the humanoid form of Bongo, and they could use Esrilli and Impa and Aghanim, so they have at least 4 heroes missing. The Kingdom of Icana, they have Link as a bonus, then they have Garam Master, King Agus to Icana alive, and they have Captain Kita alive, and Gomez, Princess Gomez alive, and then they have Captain Kita undead and undead Gomez. They lack undead Hygos, so they lack one hero. Okay, and the Order of the Visrobe. They have Hylia, the False Goddess, but they could use Nostrum. They could use a unique Princess Zelda 3, and they could use certainly could use Link. That's an easy code fix. And if he's a mercenary, so it would be easy to add Link here too. They have Ash too. So yeah, Link should be added, and then of course Zelda 3 and Nostrum and Karok and Sia. Maybe even Lana, but that's an HD model, doesn't fit. We will probably remove Lana and only use Sia, so it fits. The River Sora, they have Princess Sukuf, Archduke Nailit, and Garuda Khan, units with different skeletons than the River Knight's bodyguard, but they lack the king, which is using this base model but with a unique skin, I believe, unique details. And then we have the Suna. They only have an HD here, we might keep it and add it to the faction. It would be one guy. Yes, it's HD, I don't know if we'll do it. So one hero possibly Roshan, they have one hero, Rosa. She is in the other mod, the 4.7 mod, but not here. We might add her to custom battle. Tuki have the princess Tylo. Yeah, we will probably keep the heroes even if they are HD. Ronians, they had no real hero. Hyrule used the same model as their soldier. They only had the market with Huron as a custom general with a unique model. Okay, and then we have the Uka. We just add Ukko as a hero here, the only one with a model. Demoko and Lier didn't have models. Majora is already a hero. We will add Cultist Zelda to the Majora faction, of course. Might even add some of the other heroes from the other factions with the Majora skin. The Majora faction, they might get a lot of heroes then. But the problem with adding lots of heroes is that they would take up a lot of space, but because they are skins, it might actually work. If we re-add them for the other factions, we can just add the same unit to Majora with the skin. But the problem is if they exceed that 199 limit of units, so that might not be possible. Even with only old models, they still exceed the limit, I believe. Unless we remove a different unit, we can't add heroes to Majora, I believe. All their units that they have are old. Okay, then we have the wildlife animals. They are in the campaign, but they are not playable. Yeah, they have a lot of units. We could certainly fix this. Remove Ash. She shouldn't be in their roster as a mercenary. Maybe it's because we have enable on. Let's go back and no heroes, and then check. So this is their roster. They have gold rats. They will be removed. They have the dodongos, battle crabs, the brood mothers, Moldam swarm, ratchas, ropes, ampulus crabs, rhodas, key swarm, Skulltula swarm, take monkeys, Olvegians. These two will be removed. They are HD and they have the Moldarak. So they would lose 3 units. They would still keep these. They would lose 3. There are a few units we could add. I believe there is a white wolfus we could use, and there is but it's cavalry, so we would need to remove a mount for that. And then there is like, I believe, different Dodongos too, similar to this Dodongo but smaller. They are probably named slightly different, like smaller variants of Dodongo. They need mount slots, but if we remove the HD mounts and only use the old non-HD mounts, with the exception of units that were vanilla medieval 2, we wouldn't restore those. So for example, the Hylian horse, for example, was vanilla medieval 2 with the skin. We wouldn't restore that unit. We would still keep the HD horse for Hyrule, but we could likely replace certain HD mounts that weren't in the old mod in favor of re-adding the old cut mounts that never really was in the mod that are in the files, like the White Wolfus or there are some others. Problem is that it can't attack without a rider, so we would need some kind of rider for it. Okay, but yeah, this is the wild animals. Originally I had planned to make them playable, but it didn't make sense to have the animals build rams and towers and such. And also they had a problem because when they took over a settlement, they could upgrade the settlement, which would turn the custom settlement into a vanilla settlement, and I couldn't prevent it. Any other faction couldn't upgrade, but this faction could. So if they lose these 3 units, they will still have a roster of animals. And then we have, of course, the Hyrule Historia only ancient Hylian faction. Would remove all of these. Not that one. All of these are HD, so they would be removed like so they would keep the ancient knights, the wind tribe soldiers, the ancient mages, the ancient archers, the Loftwing cavaliers, which was a unit of this faction originally, and the ancient trebuchet, and they also have the wind tribe armors. So lose these. Okay. To lose 5 units. And that still might not be enough to add all the heroes. But it would be enough to add the majority of the heroes. And we could also remove some new units using old models. Like I said, for example, the Archer Knights and the Hyrule Macemen could be turned into heroes again. So they wouldn't be units of their own. That way we would open up some slots too for the heroes. And then Hyrule Historia, we used to restore all the old missions, but the Twilight missions won't be included because they didn't work. I didn't have any working missions, but all the ones that worked would be restored, of course. And with the heroes used with the cards and everything. Alright, so that's something to think about, but now I was gonna check I was gonna check that the Majora unit let's see, no heroes. The Majora unit has a fixed I want them to have a fixed officer. I have to put it on enabled. And check. Start deployment. Click there. Enable the Kamek mod. Oh, it worked. Perfect. Then it will certainly work for the other faction too. Yeah, so that's fixed. But there is one problem. Can we load the Stalfos campaign or not? Or will I need to disable the changes? I don't know. We'll see. No, it crashed. So I suspect that the change we did to enable Majora in custom battle isn't compatible. Whenever you change the EDU file in Hyrule, for some reason you can't load. But I think the other change that fixed the officer, I think, is fine. I think the one that where we changed the battle models to model DB, that's fine, but this one isn't. So yeah, we will have to restore this one, which means if the Twilight faction recruits the Majora unit, the officer will be a Silver Surfer. It's either that or the Acolytes will be available in custom battle. Majora won't be available in custom battle. And no, we have fixed the Silver Surfer. It's that you can't use Majora in custom battle. But we could, if we want to do battles with Majora, we can just add this. We'll disable the Acolytes in custom battle and enable Majora. Then we can fight the battles. And then if we want to continue the Stalfos campaign, we just restore this. Have this here. And then it will work fine. So yeah, it's just the custom battles that will be affected. We can't use Majora in custom battle if we have the Stalfos campaign going, because when I change this to fix the Majora thing, then the Stealth campaign is fucked. Okay, so now I know. Yeah, this video became long without me actually playing. Alright, so the question is what to do now. Should I fight the custom battle or should I preview factions? Well, we'll see. I do another video when I have decided. Okay, bye.